You. Yes, you. You watching this video. You're not subscribed. I know. I'm looking at you right now. Please subscribe. I want to quit my job, and I can't do that if y'all don't subscribe.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this thing titled Dinner in the Movie? And didn't you cook dinner on the previous 3 episodes? And yes, I did cook dinner. We made spaghetti, as you can see here. I watched, freaking Waiting to Exhale, and I'm gonna crash out like Angela Bassett. But first, let's get into it and eat away our feelings. The movie starts with Bernadine, played by Angela Bassett. I did cook really good with this, by the way. Picking up her kids. She feels like she needs to hurry up. She get home, iron the shirt of her husband so they can go out to the function later, right? Then we go to Robin, who's played by Layla Rashawn. And if y'all seen the movie Harlem Nights, she's the girl whose coochie is so good, if you throw it up into the sky, it'll turn into sunshine. And the way she's looking in this movie, I believe her. Then we go to Savannah, who's played by Whitney Houston, Texas. And she was pretty much saying she's mad at God because she can't find a good man. Which, for me, I'm religious. I'm not good at it, but I am. I see God as more of the creator of everything, and he made humans for his own entertainment. That's why he gave us free will. Otherwise, I got no idea why he let people have free will. But I'm going off on a tangent. So she wants to find a good man, and then we have Gloria, played by everybody's mama and or auntie, Loretta Devine, from Houston, Texas. And she's mad at her son for wanting to hang out with the boys instead of going out to hang out with her, right? Don't worry about how I look cooking. I'm not about to re-record this shit and pretend to cook. Y'all gonna get what y'all gonna get, because I was this close to posting, fuck y'all, I'm tired, and I'm not doing it. But no, I'm gonna do this shit. That's why y'all should like, comment, and subscribe. Now, Bernadine, played by Angela Bassett, while she's getting ready to go, her husband pull up on her like, hey, baby, there's something I need to tell you. And she's like, what do you need to tell me? And he's like, I'm leaving you for a white woman. How can I say this in a way that won't get me demonetized? You gotta be, how am I saying demonetized? I get paid. I don't get paid. You gotta be a type of stupid that should be studied in labs. So stupid, you make Antonio Brown look like a Rhodes Scholar. So ignorant that you make me question if Loving versus Virginia was worth it. To not only cheat on a top 25 finest white woman of all finest black woman of all time. Top 25 easily. In her decade, 95, she was top 5 easy. Fine black women of all time. You cheat on her with a white girl. That bitch better look like Dolly Parton if she had ass shots. But we gonna get to that later, right? We go back to Loretta Devine, who, as she just mentioned, only plays mothers and grandmothers, but at least in this movie they gave her more to work with instead of her whole personality being, sugar, come over here, let me play, feed you, and solve your problems and die. But yeah. She tells her son that your daddy is going to pull up on Tuesday, and her son is like, I hate my dad because he pulls up every 1 to 2 years and he's not in my life. Which I'm like, fair, but the way that he hates his dad is kind of going to piss me off later, and y'all understand later, but we move on, right? And one thing I've added in my notes is that Babyface did the soundtrack, and that nigga was in his bag like there was no bottom on some freaking Mary Poppins shit, because every song and needle drop he played goes crazy. Y'all don't understand how good this is right now. But yeah, the ladies, mind you, Gloria is a hairstylist, right? That's Loretta Devine's character name. So at the hair salon, the ladies start all talking about how Bernadine got her man took by a white hoe. And I just want to say, Gloria is surprisingly the least homophobic person in the whole movie. Most of the people aren't homophobic, but the fact that you in 95 created a safe space for a gay ass nigga to be working, I respect the fuck out of that. You're cool as hell with that. But after she does that and everyone just started gossiping about it, Bernadine, we cut to her. She wakes up in the morning looking fine as all hell, and that little black little thing she got on underneath that robe. Ooh, sweet Lord Jesus.
She takes all his clothes, takes all his shoes, takes all his jewelry, takes his car out the garage, pulls that motherfucker out the driveway. Those little lights doing that bit. Then she takes his match, throw it in the car, set that bitch aflame.
And this is hands down the most iconic scene in the whole movie. And I'm just like, hey, I get it. I understand it completely. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, this is another one of the movies y'all should be glad y'all didn't cast me in. Because just like how I was talking slightly crazy and set it off. My God, today, the things I would do to be the love interest for 95 Angela Bassett. I'd be the love interest for Angela Bassett right now. And ooh, sweet Lord, I just know whoever, I know it's a movie, in universe, whoever is the person she chooses to smash first after dealing with his bullshit is going to get the time of their motherfucking life. I put money on that shit. It's lit. But yeah, after that, the fireman goes up and I'm like, ma'am, is this your car? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, you know, it's illegal to burn anything that isn't trash in your backyard. And she's like, oh yeah, this is trash, baby. This is trash. Smoking another cigarette. This girl got a smoking problem, but you know what? You let shit slide when shit is fine as fuck. And he's like, ma'am, this is a nice neighborhood. It's a good thing that your neighbors care, but I will highly recommend you don't do this again. And she's like, oh baby, I won't do this again. Smoking a cigarette. And then we go to Robin, Leda Rashawn's finance character. Alright? So Robin is fucking with Wendell Pierce, that one. You know Wendell Pierce. You're black, you're watching this. And she is just in her mind cooking this nigga because he's fat. And she swear he ugly. The nigga's not ugly, he's just fat. And her thing is she's trying to get in her Melania Trump bag of, look, I don't really need to love this nigga. I just want my bills paid. And I want a family. I could love the kids. I don't need to love the daddy, but somebody got.
I fought the crazy. I fought the crazy. The crazy.
I've seen more chemistry between me and some quesadillas I made the other day that were so good that it's a good thing I don't save my private stories because I was making sexual noises when I was eating them quesadillas. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'll do it again. After he finishes, being nasty. He pretty much is like, what you want from me type stuff. Telling me, shawty, what you want, what you need, I'm provide. And she like, I want the picket fence, I want the kids, all the dogs, how that stuff be. And he's like, yeah, sure, I have no issue with it. After they do that, Savannah pulls up on Bernadine with some toys for the kids, but she really just wants to check on her friend because she's like, if I look that good and I realize my husband cheated on me for a white woman, I would need people to check on me too because I would be trying to commit murder. Which, spoiler alert, Bernadine doesn't kill no one. That's a plot hole for me. But hey, some people want to be good human beings and mature and be like all up top. I'm some people. I haven't killed no one. I also haven't been cheated on with my partner left me for a white person. Inshallah, we're gonna keep it that way. But yeah, after she pulls up, Bernadine tells Savannah, Whitney Houston, that none of the stuff I own is in my name. I'm gonna have to put the house up in order to feed these kids. This is really some bullshit. And I'm just like, damn. Not only this nigga is gonna leave you for a white bitch, but he's gonna leave you destitute to chase a white bitch. That's crazy.
We cut to Gloria, who invited in her ex-husband so he could see his son. Just for his son. Allegedly.
Her son chose not to come home early because he hates his father. The father come home looking like a knockoff Giancarlo Esposito, which I knew it wasn't Giancarlo Esposito because a nigga looked like he's my height. And he pulls up and she's like, Tyreek ain't here, that's her son, but you can stay if you want. And he comes in, he's like, Gloria, look. And then Gloria in her mind's like, last time he pulled up, he dropped off something and it wasn't groceries. He did drop off some meat though, and she's trying to get some of that. And he's like, you know how I'm bisexual, right? And she's like, yeah, you being bi ain't been an issue before. Why it's gonna be an issue now? And he's like, baby, I'm not bisexual no more. At first, I'm like, damn, her pussy's so great. She changed the nigga's sexuality. Or it was compulsive. No, it was the opposite. He was like, I could either fuck you again, or I could just go dick for the rest of my life. If a girl tells me that I'm the last person she fucked before she became a lesbian, I was 1-800 by logic myself. Because like, bro, could you imagine being told that your shit is so trash, you changed a nigga's sexuality, and they don't want your gender no more? That's insane. But to make her feel better, and it's not to make her feel better, it's because I'm a degenerate, allegedly. I'm a virgin, actually, in real life. I have not been touched. Every main character who is a woman in this movie can get this work. Gloria, I ain't scared of no big woman. And you cook good too. You could get this work. Robin, I swore off light-skinned women in my real life. No colorism. I just can't keep getting my heart hurt by light brights. But for you, I will make an exception. Get this work. Whitney Houston, Texas. Baby, I'll ghostwrite for you. You think you had hits then? Let me write for you. I'll give you something to sing about after you get this work. And oh my God, today, Angela Bassett. Your fine ass should have been a Black Panther in '95. God rest your child. God rest his soul, Chadwick Boseman. He's a good man. He did a phenomenal job. She was looking like Black Panther. I don't read comics. I'm not even saying it's comic accurate. I don't give a fuck. She should have been the Black Panther. She should have been the Queen of Wakanda. And I would have been her concubine. Because she was going to get this one. Now, we go back to the actual important stuff of Bernadine selling all of her ex's stuff at a yard sale. She would have came up crazy because she sold this classic car for $1, which is real as hell, because this reminded me of a story of the time I had to sell a Christmas gift I bought for my girlfriend at the time, and I'm the same way. When I was like 14 to 17? 14 or 16. It's like every 2 years, there was this one girl who used to go to church with me who I would like, and she didn't have the heart to tell me she didn't like me. So we would date for like 2 weeks and break up. I would feel sad, and then the cycle would repeat itself. Well, one year when she came back into my life via complicated circumstances, I'm like, okay, it's Christmas time. I'm finna do something nice for my girl. I asked my mom for advice, like what I should do. She tells me to buy this necklace that has her initial on it, K. I'm not going to say her government name because if I ever get big enough, she don't deserve hate. Mainly because I'm still cool with her sister. Yeah, I was going to give her that for Christmas. And once we broke up, like a few days before Christmas, I'm like, bruh, I told my mom about the situation. I'm like, look, I'm finna throw that K away because I don't even want you to return and get the money. I don't want the money from this. I hate her, because how you gonna break up with me before Christmas? And then my mom was like, boy, if you don't give me that K, we got family members who initial was K. You can give that to them for a Christmas gift. I don't know what happened to it. If any of my family members know, I guess put it in the comments. But back to the, pretty much I'm saying that me and Bernadine's on the same timeline. If you hurt me and I have stuff that belongs to you that's nice, I don't give a fuck about the money no more. Keep that shit. I hate you. I don't want you in my life no more. I need the money. And speaking of stuff you don't need, we cut to Savannah, who is laying on her bed looking at Big Swolioli in the bathroom brushing his teeth with her toothbrush. And she's like, all this dude do is smoke weed, be unemployed, not really have a home. So you know what that means.
I fought the crazy. I fought the crazy. Crazy.
And she's like, I want a good man, but until I can get a good man, I'll just fuck this man. Which I'm just like, for anyone who knows me in real life, know I'm the last person who should be saying this. But a lot of y'all just need to be alone and focus on yourself. Like, that's y'all. Now, in a scene which I believe should be more iconic than the previous burn down the car scene, Bernadine pulls up to this nigga's job, which she helped build from scratch, we come to find out. Walks up into a meeting in front of all these white people, smack that white bitch in the face, and then cuss that nigga out for not leaving her with any money to feed the kids. Icon. And he's like, look, just sell the house if it's that deep to you. And she's like, bitch, fuck you. I love this house. And then this nigga's like, oh my God, if you'll leave right now, I'll pay you $300,000 as long as I can see the kids on the weekend. This girl's like, my kids are not for sale. And he's like, all right, if you don't want to take this $300,000, I don't know what you're going to do in court, but figure it out, shawty. Now we go to Gloria, speaking of white women. All these women, by the way, are rich. I don't know if they're rich or they're just grown women with grown women money, but Gloria is rich because she goes to the pool house trying to find her son because she's wondering why wasn't he there to see his daddy. And she opened the door and his son...
I fought the crazy. I fought the crazy. Crazy.
Doesn't have... There's only two villains in this movie. Niggas, ain't shit niggas, specifically. Ain't shit niggas and white hoes. Because she go in there, and you would have thought this nigga was cheating on her the way she was mad at this white bitch. Which I'm just like, bro, I ain't never been a whore. But if I was a whore, let me give you a hypothetical story. And say, around October of 2022, right? I was talking to this hypothetical girl from Nigeria. She was in Houston. She was finna go back to the motherland at the end of October. So I'm like, what you do for fun? Have you explored the city? She's like, no, I haven't. And I just feel personally offended because I'm like, man, let's decide how you gonna come here and not enjoy life. So what we could do, let's ask you a question. Did I, bring the hypothetical Nigerian girl to my parents' house where my parents live and got nasty? Or did I B, bring hypothetical Nigerian girl to Kemah, Texas, off the boardwalk? We couldn't even get to the Kemah boardwalk because we went to the motel and turned up. The correct answer is C, none of them, because I'm a virgin and a child of God. But fucking hoes at your parents' house is wicked work. But then we learned that her son is extremely homophobic because she slips up and lets him learn that his dad is gay, and he just says, French bread. He calls him French bread a lot. And I'm just like, bruh, look, I get hating your daddy. I don't like my daddy. Granted, he's not gay, he's just not a good person either. But I'm like, bro, your beef is just with your dad. You're out here sounding like Tyler, the Creator, and you're not gonna come out as bisexual later. I'm just saying. Saying those slurs is crazy work, but hey, that's you. Now, speaking of crazy work, we go to Robin at her job, which if I didn't mention this earlier, that dude she was fucking also works at her job. And then she's giving a presentation at work, and the fat dude is like, hey, what are the safety regulations? How's everything? She's like, pretty much what he was saying without saying it is he's trying her, and she felt disrespected by it, which I'm like, I get it. It's kind of disrespectful, like he wasn't balls deep in her last night, but you want to try her at work. So in her mind, she's like, oh, you think you could play me? No more poom poom for you. Little does she know, she ain't the only one. We go to Bernadine at her lawyer, and she's like, okay, I'm reading over your case. Nothing's in your name. I'm not saying it's impossible, but they do call me the Black Saul Goodman, the Black female Saul Goodman. We'll figure out why later. So after she leaves that lawyer, she goes to Gloria's to get a haircut. Gloria's like, girl, your hair's been growing out for 11 years. Cutting it off for it ain't shit, nigga's kind of crazy. And Gloria pick up the scissors and be like, if you won't do it, I'ma do it. So how you want to get it done? They cut to the club. Gloria got, you know that one, she got the knee along. And she looking in the club, got me in heat. All the girls are at the function. And I'm just like, oh, sweet Lord Jesus, I love black women. I love black women in real life. My God, today. But yeah, Bernadine sees a married nigga who she thought looked fine. She starts dancing with him. And then all her friends like low-key judging me rightfully because like that nigga married. Except for Robin trying to ask because she like, he fine. I don't give a fuck if she's married. And yeah, Robin, while sitting at the table, sees big back dude pull up with some dark-skinned fine woman, and she's like, ain't no way. There's two people who have immaculate game in this life. Fat niggas and niggas who think they can be rappers. I happen to be both. I'm not going to drop my rap project yet. The world's not ready. But yeah, you're playing at a disadvantage when you're a fat nigga. So if you could either be funny or you could say some smart slick shit, a fat nigga got the craziest game you're ever gonna hear. Like if I had abs all my life, I would have no game. Because why would I? I'll just walk around shirtless and it'll work. Fat niggas get their game at the fucking trenches. But yeah, after Robin sees that, big boy keeps a hoe on. She's sad, and then Gloria's just like wishing I was at home having a good time, watching a good time instead of being outside having a good time. And I'm just like, girl, you wonder why you haven't got a dick in a decade. It's because you ain't outside for real. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know how we jump cut to this, but Robin is in a car with a dude in glasses, right? But she's wearing an all-white dress that's got me feral. And when they go to the all-white party, it's because everybody in there white, and he in the back doing some Bruno Mars verse off a table. And I'm just like, wow. Taking your girl on a first date to an all-white function and then doing Bruno Mars verses off the table is wicked work. What was y'all on in 95? Savannah, her ex calls her at work, and she's like, oh, okay, so you're coming in town, cool, whatever, I don't really care. And then she calls her mama back, because she thought to herself, how did this nigga get my number? So her mama tells her, yeah, your ex called me to get your number, right? And I gave it to him because he's a good man. And she's like, bitch, the nigga is married. And she's like, bitch, you came from a long line of side bitches. I was a side bitch. Your granny was a side bitch. Back in slavery, we were side bitches. Before we made the Middle Passage, we was in Africa, fighting off lions, tigers, and bears, and being side bitches. We got a generational curse to uphold. Did I teach you to be self-respected? No, bitch. I taught you that if there is a man, and he's only a good man if another woman found him first. That's how you know he good. We raised side bitches. Side bitch on me, side bitch on 3. 1, 2, 3, side bitch. We cut to the home, Robin going home, right? And Robin is telling her man, because she was mad about the whole party thing, because obviously that was the worst first date ever. And then Robin's man at the time, she's like, hey girl, look, I know you was mad about leaving that party, but I did want to invite you to a barbecue that my mama was having. And she's like, why are you inviting me? We only known each other 3 days. And he's like, well, maybe it's because I feel better about you than you feel about me, but to each his own. And then she thinks to herself, her face is mad, but she's like, I ain't never met a nigga mama before. That's interesting. And like, he literally handed her the phone and is like, this is her number. Call her if you think I'm bluffing. Which I'm just like, if you're gonna be a whore, be a whore. That's cool. But being a whore and bringing them to the crib is wicked work. Like, I was never a whore for the main reason of I don't want every family function my mama being like, so how long is this one gonna last? So we cut to Gloria and Bernadine, and they're currently at the county fair talking about Bernadine's divorce, right? And she pretty much explains that her ex was the fucking monopoly man. Like, he got land, he got vineyards, he got orchards. And the only reason she married him, she didn't even marry the nigga for the money. She married the nigga because she wanted some dick. Ladies, I can't speak for gay niggas, I don't know how you operate. But ladies, take it from a person who's definitely not a whore. If you have to marry a nigga to fuck the nigga, you need to buy some penis. There is no reason you had to get Angela Bassett looking in 1995. You had to put a ring and your future in the hands of an ancient coon-ass nigga for a penis. I would have fucked you. I didn't exist in 95. That was 8 years before I got here. I would have invented a time machine just to throw some dick in the back of you. I'm not saying this out of anger. I'm saying this out of love. Buy dick. Bernadine explains that to Gloria, and then Gloria's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but can you explain to me why you wanna, like, fuck with a man you know is married, considering you know everything you just been through? And Bernadine's like, look, I know it's not real. I know I ain't shit for this. But why would I be alone and reflect with myself when I'm this fine and can go fuck anyone I want? Which I'm like, real? That's what I would do? Well, I wouldn't do that because I'm a child of God and I'm not a whore. I'm not calling her a whore. I'm not calling myself a whore because I'm not a whore. I'm a child of God. But sometimes you just need self-reflection, Summer. That's how I know my siblings ain't gonna watch the video, because they know me in real life and will slap me if they saw that clip. We go cut to Savannah, who's on the phone with Robin and telling her that it's gotta be a red flag that a dude you've been with for 3 days wanna let you meet his mama. Because what could y'all have done besides fucking make him feel that safe of having you around the family? That's kind of sus. And Robin was like, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, that is kind of sus. Hold up, someone else is calling me on the phone. Her ex is calling her phone. And she's like, what up, ex? What you trying to do? And he's like, you. And she's like, yeah. So she lets him in the house.
I fought the crazy. I fought the crazy. The crazy.
The nigga married. Because I'm married. I swear, why do must be target for these women? Because who ain't fucking somebody married in this bitch? Like, is this how 30 plus crowd just be operating? I'm trying to get out the game before then. Because I'm not trying to smash married women. They keep their husbands have guns. Have you lost your minds? Well, I have anyone because I'm a child of God and I'm a virgin and all that good stuff. But I'm like, my sister in Christ. There's no single men in Arizona? Bitch, I'll come over. Since you don't need dick that bad, I'm not married. Well, actually, I have a girlfriend. I can't do shit for you. But if I did it, I would have helped you. I would donate dick to those in need. As charitable ideals. A non-profit organization, if you will. But anyways, we see the girls leaving church, which they don't even say nothing in that. They just show them walking out of church, I guess, to show that they still love the Lord. Even though 3/4 of the friend group is fucking somebody else's man. Oh, that's a spoiler. But let's go back to Robin.
The Bruno Mars enthusiast pulls up and he's clearly drunk.
Hey, Shawty, when you come up, he literally walks into her apartment, seeing her on the balcony. She looking fine than a motherfucker. But he's like, hey, Shawty, when you gonna come and pull up on the fam? And she's like, why should I? And he's like, because you said you're gonna pull up on the fam? And she's like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, girl, stop playing, just let me in. He's like, no. He's like, can I at least pee? And she's like, nigga, no, I'm not letting you in my house. So he walks back down, he sees some apples on the floor, and he's like, all right, you raggedy bitch, fuck you. And he's throwing the apples at her. The shit's funny, but I'm like, now come on, man, the bitch ain't raggedy. She bad as fuck. She kind of a trifling bitch, but the bitch ain't raggedy. We ain't gotta lie about the bitch. But yeah. Afterwards, Gloria is seen, she's looking out the window and sees somebody moving next door, and the nigga pushing the El Camino. So she's like, the man got a good taste. Trying to see if he tastes good. She walked outside and she's like, so who do you know that's moving across the street from here? And he's like, some old dude. He's kind of a dick because he be having me do all this extra work. But I mean, he probably cool. You know how it is. And she's like, okay, that's cool. What about his wife? He's like, oh yeah, I heard she died a while back. But he got me moving all her stuff in here because, you know, it's sensitive memorabilia to him. It's important to him. And she's like, damn, he trusts you that much? And she's like, he tells her a name. I'm gonna call him stepfather, not like that for her. But she's like, oh, well, hi, my future son, stepfather. My name is Gloria Matthews. I would like to introduce myself. You know, I'm a next door neighbor. You want to come over for dinner? You know, I'll be in the kitchen putting in work. And he's like, I would, but I'm super busy today, right? And she's like, oh, you know, I don't even need to be eating for real, my big ass. And then this dude's like, baby, my wife may be dead, but when she was alive, she was a big woman. I love a woman with some meat on her bones. Let me tell y'all something. There's a part in this movie where you could look her dead in the eyes and you could see that the water faucet has been turned on full blast. Well, she almost fucks it up and she's like, oh, he's scared that he's looking at her behind, but she's like, he is looking at her behind because as a man, if you got a woman you like in your life, you definitely gonna be seeing what's moving back there. And if there's some movement, I respect it. Get what you need to get, Charlie. So we go to court and we see that it's not looking good for Bernadine to get anything because, again, the judge is like, look, I don't care about this whole situation. Everything is in this man's name. You're probably cooked, Shawty. And then she walks over to her ex. Bernadine walks over to her ex and like, you just a bitch ass Uncle Tom ass whack ass nigga. And then he's just like, you know, you calling me Uncle Tom is so becoming of you. Just like condescending as a bitch. Like you're not the one who abandoned your whole family. You abandoned your kids for a white bitch. This bitch looks like every other bitch. You could walk in a boba shop right now and find about 5 of them white bitches. You could go to a Taylor Swift concert, take off your shoe, throw it in the stands, you're gonna hit a white bitch that look just like her. You are leaving top 5 finest black women in 1995 for a bitch that look like every other bitch. You niggas make me sick to my stomach, fam. Like, what are we doing? Afterwards, she's like pissed off, so she goes downstairs to the court and she orders herself a drink. And then the dude sitting next to her, and this dude is fucking Wesley Snipes. Now look, I know I've been making it abundantly clear that I'm lusting after Angela Bassett, but you got it. There's a certain point in a man's life where you just gotta be like, you're not winning the 1v1. Because if she's choosing between me and Wesley Snipes, she's choosing Wesley Snipes. Unfortunately, it is what it is. He chopped it up with her, let her know he's a civil rights attorney, and they just start having their cute little meet and cute situation, right? Now, while they're doing that, Savannah is getting ready to go out to eat, right? She getting dressed. She opens the door for her ex, who happens to be the motherfucking Allstate man. And then the Allstate man tells her that he has a 7-year-old stepdaughter with the woman that he's married with, but he still want to get the poom-pooms, right? So after he tells her that, and they go out, have their little talking date, you would think that if a person tells you, I'm a cheater, not only am I a cheater, I'm willing to abandon my family and my 7-year-old stepdaughter. Whitney Houston still
fought the crazy. I fought the crazy. The crazy.
I'm like, my God, bitch. I don't care how much you love him. This nigga doesn't love you or respect you because he has a wife and a child. And you still gonna fuck him. Once again, back in biblical times, your descendants, y'all was probably Canaanites, and y'all was being sad bitches. You gotta break the curse, bitch. Break the motherfucking curse. And speaking of breaking, Wesley Snipes is not gonna break from his wife because apparently he sits her down in the bed after getting in the hotel room. He's like, look, I ain't did this before. She's like, what, you a virgin? And she's like,
no, but this is my first time with a black woman, and my wife is white and dying of cancer, so
I can be dumb, but I can't be stupid. You know what I mean? She's like, damn, that's real, I guess. So let's just cuddle fully clothed with our shoes on with strangers in this bed. Which I'm not saying that I would be less mad, that I would be equally as mad if my girl cheated on me, but I'm like, cuddling a stranger while I'm in the hospital fighting for my life would make me live just so I could kill that stranger. Now, Gloria is with the stepfather, not like that, with her son's stepfather. He's being a good heterosexual role model since his dad is abandoned him for a life of chasing dick. Which I'm like, I get it from the extent of it's 1995, nobody treats gay people like humans. But abandoning your seed is wicked work. And then we cut to the girls celebrating Gloria's birthday, right? Now, outside of Gloria, everybody in that bitch is fucked up about a man. Whitney Houston is a fucking unmarried man with a 7-year-old daughter. And Layla Rashawn Finance is just fucking a married man who was her ex, but she's trying to make him divorce just so she can continue fucking him guilt-free, I guess. And then freaking Angela Bassett, fine ass. The one dude she was fucking with was married. But yeah, what's crazy is at a certain point after doing some drinking, Angela Bassett's demons start talking, and she just picks up the phone and get ready to call side bitch because she was pissed off and she was about to air that bitch out. And then Robin takes the phone from her and be like, nah, let me do this. The white bitch pick up the phone like Johnny, and then Gloria takes the cord out the phone and be like, what are y'all doing? I'm looking so pathetic right now. Like, yeah, he hurt you, but you going out here trying to crash out over a nigga that's willing to leave you and your children for a white girl? Bitch. And Bernadine like, you right, but where the music at? I thought this was a party. And I think that Babyface had to be chuckling his ass off, because I want you to guess what song was being played while they chose to start dancing. If you guess correctly, you watched the movie Creep by TLC, which is wicked work considering 3/4 of the friend group is out here creeping right now, stealing other niggas. Well, other bitches niggas. That's just crazy to me. But hey, that's what y'all want to do. That's it. Just don't mess with mine. So we straight. Well, then all of them are straight as far as I know. keep y'all tongues away from my girl and we Gucci. That's all that matters. Because I keep mine to myself because I'm a child of God. You know, I'm in a God-fearing relationship. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Now, what did piss me off is while they were sitting on the couch after being tired from dancing, they said a line that I've been seeing all my life. What is wrong with these new age men? They don't even flirt with women no more. In the year of our Lord, 1995, like there's another way to get hoes in this life. Ronald Reagan must be looking up from hell with satisfaction of knowing he wiped the best throat in all of Hollywood and that he's fucked the black community beyond repair. Cause fuck you mean y'all still doing these tired ass topics for 30 fucking years. All my natural black life. Y'all kept saying that black men don't be flirting y'all no more. That all we do is chase white women. Bro, my dick has not been colonized. Oh God. But even that every woman I've dated has been black. And then the whole men don't flirt with you. I have a father who was alive in 1995. I don't like the nigga, but the nigga be flirting. Not like while my mom was, not like recently, obviously, but I'm like, I've heard the stories of him. There was no other way to get hoes. There was no DM sliding. My preferred method. I'm nice in that shit. I'm tactful with that shit, Jay. No, y'all had no choice. What the fuck are y'all talking about? My God. Now after, and she pulls up with the Allstate man just to take him home and have a little bit of mayhem.
I fought the crazy. I fought the crazy. The crazy.
And then after she has the mayhem, she calls her mama, and her mom was like, "Hey, you heard Allstate man's in town?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know Allstate." And she's like, "Did you take him down?" And she's like, "Mind your business." And then she's like, "So what are you doing? How you feeling?" Mom was like, "I'm hungry because they cut my food stamps, and you know, I ain't got much money for food." And it's Savannah's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" Mama like, I don't want to be a burden to my own daughter. And then Savannah's like, "Mom, look, I'll take care of you. You just gotta call me. I don't want you out here just suffering by yourself." And I was like, she's so real for that. She's a good daughter by all intentions. She's a horrible person because she's fucking married men. She knows is married, but she's a good daughter. So we cut to Gloria, right? Her son's stepfather, they're not married either at any time in this movie. It's just the way I'm gonna keep up with these names. Gloria's son's stepfather is doing the dishes and she's venting about why it feels wrong that Tyreek, her son, want to go to Spain to study saxophone when he could just go to the college that's local. And then her man is like, "You know, your son, he's a grown man, he can make his own decision. Maybe you could talk him out of it." And he's like, "I don't think he's the one that needs to be talked down right now, with all due respect." Gloria's like, "Are you trying to tell me how to be a healthy relationship with my child? Nigga, fuck you." She didn't cuss him out, she just did. And after she dips, we go to Robin, who again is trying to steal her ex from his wife, and she's staying at home waiting for him. In some black lingerie. Ooh, good God almighty, this woman is badder than Benjamin Netanyahu's karma. But once he finally gets home, she's like, "What? Why you take so long to get here?" And he's like, "I ain't been out that long for real." And he goes to the bathroom. He's like, "Hey, where are my pajamas?" She's like, "What you need pajamas for?" "I need the meats." And he's like, "Girl, give me these pajamas." She's like,
I fought the crazy.
"Right before you came here?" And he's like, "And if I did, so?" So Robin is pissed off, and just to make everything in life better, she gets a call from old dude that be off the Bruno Mars. He's like, "Hey, shawty, where you at? I'm trying to get with you still. I know we was off on a bad foot." And then she just hang up on him. And he's like, "Who's that?" Robin says, "Savannah." And then this dude said, "I recommend you tell your boyfriends not to call you after 11 o'clock. Robin is like, "Okay, he did clock my tea. That being said, I think the nigga jealous. And if a nigga jealous, the nigga like me." And I'm just like, there's an African proverb that says, "Knowledge is chasing you, but you are faster. You are much faster, my friend." I'm just like, girl, stand up. We go to the church, and Gloria is sitting in church. We're getting the announcements read by the pastor, and they're going to the prayer request, right? And then they say some random name, and then while Gloria is sitting next to her son, the pastor's like, we're praying for Gloria Matthews as she sends her son off to Spain to study saxophone abroad. Because Gloria realized either A, she was tripping and needs to let her son live his own life, which I would love to believe because that just shows she's grown as a person, or B, I honestly am willing, she is willing to sacrifice the one nigga she could find to love and or fuck her because she'd rather have her son close. Which is sus than a motherfucker. That's all I'm gonna say. After that, we cut to Savannah and Robin sitting poolside, right? And Savannah's just like really, truly has no idea what to do about this whole Allstate man situation because he's getting ready to leave his family for her, but she don't know if she could trust him because, you know, he ain't shit. So Robin tells her a story. She's like, I don't know where I saw this story, but there was this girl. She lived in a different city, got with a dude, right? Moved cities to be closer to the dude. Started fucking the dude. Got pregnant by the dude, 3 months. The dude got just straight up dumped her. And yeah, that's what happens when you put a dude first. Then because Savannah's incapable of learning from the story, she's like, did he at least leave his wife? Robin's like, take a fucking guess. So Savannah's like, where did you see this? Well, no, Savannah's like, so what happened to the baby? And Robin's like, she got that shot back done. And she's just like, damn. Where'd you hear the story from anyways? And Robin's like, I've never been on Oprah. Pretty much saying, this is the story of my life and why I don't look at men the same. Which I'm like, girl, this sounds more like a symptom of your problems than the source of your problems. Take it from me because I feel like she has the female version of my mental issues of she finds value in herself based on how others treat her, which is not healthy. I'm in therapy now. It's expensive. No, it's not expensive. It is taxing. Being told all your flaws is taxing, but it's gonna make me a better person eventually. Or less money. You never know. Bernadine got some letters, right? Her daughter brought in letters, and she started reading the last letter she got from her husband before her husband dumped her for a white girl. And it pretty much boils down to the feelings I felt for you, I feel for this white girl, and some. And I'm just thinking to myself, girl, why haven't you killed this man? I don't know how many women on earth that are white are fine enough to justify leaving your family in general. And that number is slashed in half when your family is 2 kids that you had with Angela Bassett. But these niggas are sick Negroes. They need help or be put down like rabbit dogs. But yeah, after reading those letters and choosing not to kill him, she goes to sleep sad. And Savannah, the next day, pretty much stands on business with the Allstate man and being like, you a ain't shit nigga. If you'll cheat on me and leave your family with your 7-year-old daughter for me, how am I gonna know I'm gonna be different and you won't find some better coochie elsewhere? And she throws a drink on him and leaves. And then when she goes back to work, her mom was like, why did you throw the drink on that man? You know that's a good man. You know he's a good man, Savannah. That's where that line came from. I've heard that a million times in my life, never knew where it came from. And Savannah's like, he's not a good man. He's a bum. And I don't need your help with choosing a man. It's none of your fucking business. I can handle this shit myself. I'm a big girl. And yeah, she did apologize because she kind of went a bit hard at her mama for that, which I wouldn't have apologized because you don't need to worry about who I'm dating. My dick and my brain can figure that out for myself. You just gotta worry about, do you like him when I bring him over? And clearly, a woman who's been a generational side bitch and a long line of side bitches should not be telling anyone how to date. But that's just me, because I can say right now, Savannah mama ain't got a man. She dying alone. Which isn't a good thing, but it's just reality. Well, it could be a good thing if that's what you want to do with your life. Your life's value is not determined by who you're with or who you ain't with. Relationships shouldn't validate you as a human. It should be something that's mutually enjoyable. Like if you die alone, that doesn't make your life less than. And if you die with someone, that doesn't mean that your life was worth more. It just means that somebody chose to love you or you chose to just be by yourself. There's no moral failing either way. Now we cut back to the courts and Bernadine's lawyer figured out There's a reason why Bernadine's lawyer is the Black Saul Goodman, because she got her $1.5 million in 1995 money. I'm pretty sure you could buy TikTok with that if you kept that money right now. So her money straight, she shake the hands of that coon ass nigga, dips out, and then hugs and celebrates with freaking Savannah because she was in the back of the court. And you know, life is freaking good. Now, Robin, at her house, her ex pulls up like, all right, I got my wife the divorce papers, shawty. You know what that means. I left my wife for you so you can leave them drawers on the floor so I could get into you. You know what type of timing I'm on. And then Robin is like, I don't want to be the side bitch anymore. I love myself. I don't need a man to validate my existence. Also, I'm pregnant and keeping the baby. Which I'm just like, brother. The best way I could explain this is, imagine you have a nephew, right? Or niece. They're learning basic addition. 2 + 2 = 4. They're not being able to grasp that concept no matter what you do. Then one day they come home from school and be like, if you take 2 bricks of C4 plus 2 bricks of C4, you get 4 bricks of C4 and it could blow up more things. I'm like, yes, you learned what's from your mistakes and you understand what I'm talking about. But why the fuck do you know about bombs? That's the type of anger I'm feeling of like, girl, you finally learned to stand up for yourself and now you're a single mom? You didn't even get pregnant to learn that shit? Like, my God, today you are slower than constipation. But, anyways, Gloria goes over to her man's house, pretty much says, yeah, you was right, I need to let my son go. But yeah, after that,
I fought the crazy. I fought the crazy.
she finally broke her 10-year drought. And I'm just like, good for you, twin. Fix your relationship with your son. Unpack that shit, but good for you. And then we end the movie the way the movie started, which I didn't mention. It started on New Year's and ended on New Year's. And all the women are much more healthy and emotionally available women. And yeah, I'm about to show you the food that I cooked so I could give you all my final thoughts. A lot of this is out of order because I had to re-record because the sound wasn't on. And if the sound ain't on this time, guess what? Y'all will not be seeing this video. And I made 1-800.
Now, to prove that I do be cooking, this is the actual spaghetti. This is the noodles. I just threw them in there. I gotta wait about like 10 minutes for them to be cooked right. I didn't feel like breaking them in half because, you know, I'm a lazy bum. But yeah, after this, I'm gonna bring my closing thoughts when this thing is in a bowl. Okay, so now that I have all my thoughts out, my overall review of this movie is it's a smooth 7.5. Purple Rain is still the best movie I've seen this year during this series because the ending is great. With this movie, the same feeling I got with Purple Rain's ending, I got with like the opening act of this movie because so much crazy shit was happening that it became comical. And one of the things I think separates this from like a Tyler Perry film where everything is going wrong for black women is at least these black women ain't broke. Like I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a Tyler Perry film or not because you either become in one of 2 camps of black movie film content creators where you're like in love with the drama of Tyler Perry films, which I'm not, or you become one of those niggas that are like kind of pretentious about Tyler Perry films, being like this shit ass and why you shouldn't like it and blah blah blah, which I'm just like, bro, you can like Kendrick Lamar and you can like Zach Fox at the same time. It's not mutually exclusive. But enough talking about different movies. This movie was directed by Forrest Whitaker, which just makes it, how did he decide to direct this movie is beyond me. But he did his good one with this. Everyone was doing good acting. Of course, Angela Bassett was watching everyone, but given the emotion she was told to work with, any actress worth their salt should be able to do good. She still just cooked everybody. Like the pain you saw in her eyes, you would have thought that she got cheated on for real. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, please. These videos are actually getting more views than my sketches. I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. Man, tell me what movies y'all want to watch next. Tell me what y'all want to eat for dinner. Tell me how you doing. How's your mental health? How your mama doing? How your auntie doing? How's your relationship with God? I need to hear that stuff. Let's build community. Now be easy.